Okay, if you're having trouble figuring out how to connect the coil wires, this is how you do it. Wire number 1 goes in here, wraps around the coil, and comes out over there. So you take the end, you got the beginning of number 1 right there, you got the end of number 1 right there, and you take it over and you connect the end of number 1 to the beginning of number 2. Then you take the end of number 2 and you bring it over and you connect it to the beginning of number 3. Then you take the end of number 3 and you bring it over and you connect it to the beginning of number 4. And that gives you one wire made out of 4 strands. And you got to do that 3 times and you'll be done. And you'll end up with, see, this wire starts here with number 1 and it ends here with number 4, because everything in between those is connected together. And that's how you do it. And the easiest way I found to do it is you take a battery and you set it over here and you attach one side of the battery to number 1. You attach the other side of the battery to a light bulb and then bring it over here and start touching wires with it. And when you touch number 1, when you've got the beginning of number 1 connected to the battery, and when you touch the end of number 1, whether they're all mixed up or whatever, whenever you touch the end of number 1, it's going to make the battery light up. So you mark the beginning of number 1, and now you know what the end of number 1 is. So you take that end, and you take it over, and you connect it to any wire over here. Any wire you want to. And twist them together. And now you got the end of number 1 marked, or the beginning of number 1 marked, and you've taken the end of number 1 and you brought it over, and you've connected it to another wire. Now to find the end of that, you still have your battery connected to this one. You still have your light connected to the battery. You bring your light back over here and you move it around and you keep touching it on wires, and all of a sudden it's going to light up. Well, that's the end of that wire again. Now you take that end and you bring it over here and you twist it together to any other wire that you can find. And to find the end of that connection now, you bring it back, you bring your light bulb back over here and you start touching it to wires, and now you found the end. So you don't have to know which wire is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Your light bulb will tell you that. And once you've made the connection, once you've got, you've got a twist connection here, a twist connection here, and a twist connection there. Once you've found 3 twist connections and you found the end of that, then you got to mark that the same way as you marked this first one over here, because that's the beginning of your line and that's the end of the line for that first wire. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'll get a coil out and I'll demonstrate it to you with a little video.